Hi, I'm Dayle Medgett. Welcome to our Fireside Chat for Monday the 23rd of March. Trust you and your family are keeping healthy in the midst of this pandemic season. So far, we've not heard of anyone in our church family that has caught the COVID-19 virus, but we do want to be aware that people do have prayer requests and needs at this time. If you have either a prayer request or a need that you would like to let the church know about, you can email us at care@westviewbaptistchurch.ca. The request will be read by Wendy in the office, and she will forward it to one of the elders or pastors, as is most appropriate. I hope you're able to join us yesterday for the online sermon and service. As we are one Sunday away from the end of our series in Exodus, I've been intrigued to see, as I've read Exodus in the midst of this pandemic, to see a different way of looking at it. I think maybe one of the reasons that the Bible is always fresh when we read it is that part of reading the Bible is reading through the lens of our experience, and our experience always changes. And that's what makes the Bible always fresh as we read it. Now, in previous chats, I've talked about the importance of connecting on a social level. If you've not seen 60-something pictures of people's weddings, then go to our private Facebook page for that family church experience. But today I want to talk about connecting on a spiritual level. And I want to suggest that we try to do 4 spiritual practices together. The first one is prayer. And it's so important to pray together. It's always important to pray individually and to pray with our family. But praying together for the church and the world is powerful in connecting us together. This coming Sunday, we'll build more prayer time into the recorded part of the service. But today, a couple of prayer requests. First one is just to pray for the world and the church as we go through this pandemic. There's a lot of anxiety and panic out there. And this is a time when we as the church can be the church. And we can reach out to society and bring the hope of God into the conversation. And a much more personal one is to pray for Ken and Dory Cromer, who are part of our congregation. I was praying over the phone with them this morning, and it appears that Dory doesn't have long to live at the end of a long, lingering illness. She loves God and she's eager to be with him, but her passing will leave a big hole in Ken's life. So we pray for your prayers in the midst of all this. The second one is reading. And I trust you're keeping up your personal Bible reading and you're reading with your family. But we also wanted to have a passage each day that we as a church are reading together. We'll be starting that on Palm Sunday as we walk through Holy Week together, as we prepare ourselves for Good Friday and for Easter. And then, in a series of sermons we'll be having after Easter on Galatians, we'll have readings each day that will help us prepare to hear the sermon in a deep way on the Sunday morning. The third way is just listening, and I encourage you to keep joining us for virtual worship each Sunday. There's something about singing the same worship songs and hearing the same message that joins our hearts together. And each Sunday, we are committed to making improvements to the worship experience. This Sunday, we trust will be by video, with more elements of the worship service included in the recorded portion. And then finally, giving as the 4th discipline. An important part of our worship is our giving to God's work. And we encourage you to keep giving through this season. Tithing is our acknowledgement that God is still in control and that he is our highest loyalty. You can give online through PushPay, or you can mail a check to the church, or you can drop off a check or cash during business hours, which are Monday to Thursday, 8:30 to 4, and Friday from 8:30 till noon. We're also working on alternative ways of giving, so stay tuned for that. I believe these 4 disciplines could join us together at a deep level. There may be disciplines that we need to keep doing once we're able to keep meeting together and when this whole pandemic is over. But I invite you to take this time during this season to do these 4 disciplines together. Our next Fireside Chat is scheduled for Wednesday afternoon, and I look forward to meeting you then. May God bless.